So now let's take a look at the Wi-Fi environment, because most companies today are running Wi-Fi. It's extremely prevalent no matter where we go, and yet it's typically overlooked as a vector. In this module, we'll go through and we'll take a look at why or less. No, not even a chuckle, huh? Well, we're going to actually go through and take a look at its purpose. Why are we doing this? The first and foremost, we're going to be looking for different security loopholes that maybe have been overlooked. We should also be testing and validating different security devices or protection controls that are in place to see if they're doing their job. Obviously, we're going to see what would happen if an attacker was able to get in through here. As far as, what type of data could actually be stolen. This could actually help to create recommendations for upgrading the current Wi-Fi infrastructure for the customer or your company. Now, when you think about it, wireless is just an extension of your existing network. So some companies actually opt out, or they may consider this a separate pen test, and that's okay. Just make sure that they understand if they're skipping it with you, that is definitely a mechanism or a way that could be used against them. I personally am not a big fan of separating out this particular pen test. Remember, our whole goal here is to help give them a threat assessment as well as risks and preventions and how to respond. To me, overlooking this technology is a big no-no. So we'll go through and take a look at why or less. Is that any better? We'll go through and take a look at the steps that we need to run through. And those are going to be, obviously, we need to identify the devices. Some of them are going to be targets. Some of them will be nodes. Some of them will be our IDS systems that are in place for wireless. We need to find out what type of encryption is being utilized. We don't want to forget WEP. I know that it's not utilized as much anymore, but you would believe how many times I've actually seen a WEP network that they had forgotten about. But we'll also go through and test for WPA and WPA2 penetrations. We'll then go through and just take a look at general Wi-Fi penetration testing techniques or steps that we need to go through. And then, of course, yes, we're going to talk about documentation, but I'm going to, again, make it as briefly as possible. So let's break out our little antennas and see how much damage could be caused.